Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I am Cat Chaotix and we are jumping back into ValiDate, struggling singles in your area. We last left off with Inaya and Yolanda half a gummy into a new friendship. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can definitely check that in the first video, which will be linked down in the description. This time we are jumping into a new millennial to see what's going on with everybody else in the city. Let's go ahead and hop into that. I'm gonna start date. Actually, we're gonna hop into the settings. Make sure that is good. All right, go back and let's start. We are gonna jump in with Isabelle Morgan, the theater teacher. She liked Spamilton before it was cool, no longer likes Spamilton, and bitches be singing all the time and wonder why people call them birds. Let's go ahead and get started. See who she is meeting up with. Malik, 26, start date. Okay, let's see you in your little YOLO shirt. Let's go. You're kinda cute though. First line up. Okay, it looked like trouble. This is the demo version of ValiDate, struggling singles in your area. Full routes can be played upon purchase at the release. Go ahead and support them on Steam or whatever any game site you might be using. Also, be sure to visit validategame.com, which is their official website for more media, more pictures, more stills, more info about the characters, Malik's mixtape apparently. And just more info about the studio and the developers. Really diverse group of creators who created an equally diverse game. You can also catch them on Twitter at ValiDate Game. Again, giving you further insight into the ValiDate universe in Jercy City. The Pink Lobster at the Meeting, written by Mickey. Content warnings, drugs. You're late, and on purpose too. You're unsure why you decided you want to be late. Maybe it was fear of being early and being left alone to your own devices. You'd hate to look like a loser, alone at a Pink Lobster. You may just have to go see a therapist. Your anxiety has been getting worse and worse as of late. Or maybe it's always been this loud, but you've just attempted to push it away all this time. Mood. Pink Lobster, the last time you were here, it was with your theater friends after a show. It's a bit out of your typical price range, but it was a special night. Your show had sold out and no one fucked up during stage productions and cues. Good job. It was a good time. You exit your Uber a few paces down the street from the restaurant. It gives you some time to breathe, some time to decide if this is really what you want, or if you want to get on the nearest bus and go home. I have done that. Oops, something had came up. Deuces. Oh, for real, on like Tinder and stuff. I've done that and just unmatched and blocked. Like, I'm trash. But understandable. They and meeting new people. It's kind of crazy. It's a little wild out here. Be careful. Ultimately, you decide it's for the better and walk up the steps. As you get closer, you see a familiar face. Checking his breath? Shh, at least he's aware. Need a mint? You know we're about to eat some cheddar biscuits, right? You hug him as a greeting. People do that on a first date, right? It was nice, comforting, and you were always the one to give a good hug, no matter what the situation or who the person was. He doesn't seem to take it badly, though. He even hugs you back. Nice. Now there's a sense of comfort you haven't felt in a long time. Nah, we good. We? Nah, I just meant we as in me. I'm good. You may hang around teenagers and preteens for your camp, but there's still some slang you haven't picked up on yet. Never been here before? No, I really don't eat much seafood. My dad didn't really let us when we were younger, and I never grew out of it. I love seafood. I feel so bad when people say that they don't like eat or they're like allergic to seafood. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the Pisces in me that's just like, let's go get some shrimp, some scallops, let's do a seafood boil, let's, do a mix of fry, like of everything. It's so good. Is that cannibalism? No, it's not. Let's go. Oh shit. Okay, so I can help you. My friends and I come here all the time after shows. Despite you only being here a few times, you've memorized the menu pretty well. It's a talent of yours. You don't even go out to eat that often, but menus have always fascinated you. It's kind of embarrassing though, hence why you take a bit to pretend to look over the menu. So how about the ultimate grab fest? We can share. It comes with like 4 sides and we can just eat off of each other's plates. Yeah, that sounds nice. Maybe you're being too eager, or maybe he's just as confused as you were once you lost your pink lobster virginity. You call over the waiter rather loudly, almost forgetting that you aren't in a theater. Then again, it is as dark as the places you typically perform in, with the only light coming from right above your table. God, it's so dark in here. It's almost like they don't want you to see what they're feeding you. What is up with restaurants and dark lighting? They could put a rat in your food and you wouldn't even notice. Enjoying some good pasta and then it's like, oh shit, a rat. I love her personality. That would be a great ad-lib for one of your songs. Maybe not the rap part, but the oh shit part could work wonders. It's probably like Fergie. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. How do you choose your beats anyway? Actually, when did you start rapping? You pause, squinting at him from behind your glasses. You just made a joke and he isn't laughing? How rude. Right, rude? I'm giving you comedy gold here. But with further inspection, you realize he isn't paying attention. Maybe he's spaced out? You wave your hand in front of his face. Hello? Earth to Malik? Oh, shit. Sorry, I was too lost in your eyes. Okay, a little more cheese than what's in the cheddar biscuits, but you're trying. You were so beautiful, queen. Hotep alert. You nearly blurt out gross, but you have a lot more self-control than usual. Maybe it's because he's a stranger and you don't really want to fuck up so early in your friendship. I mean, it's given Grand Rising. Okay, it's definitely given. I was asking about your rap life. When did you start doing it? It was back in high school. Me and my friends would just cut class and go to this guy's house down the street. He was some retired DJ, but always played beats loud enough to be heard from the classrooms. He always welcomed us and gave us weed. We would stay there for hours, freestyling and shit. You cut class too? God, I hated high school. You didn't hate high school. You loved it, actually. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Wait, did you peak in high school? Is that why your life is so whack now? Didn't we all? Why'd you skip school? Well, I don't know if you would count it as skipping school. We were still technically in the school, just not in class. So you were a fake rebel, huh? No, I was bad as hell. We were just in the theater room all the time. Practicing for plays outside of school, watching musicals, theater stuff. You're a theater geek. I don't, if we're being real. Tell me about the theater life. You don't know about the theater life? Are you one of the types who think us theater folks are a bunch of fucking losers? So, theater life was it was so awesome. Actually, I personally wouldn't be concerned about what they thought in that moment. I would excitedly tell them about hey, I loved it. I loved Anime Club. So if anybody wants to ask me about Anime Club in high school, it was awesome. So, theater life was it was so awesome. I loved high school, actually. I got to do what I loved and didn't have to worry about paying bills. I was a choir director for the musicals, but I starred in a lot of them. Typically had the main role, but sometimes I gave it to somebody else. There aren't that many humble people in theater. Everyone is like, me. And they don't really realize that for theater work, people have to collaborate. Unlike rap, it's just kind of a solo thing, right? I mean, it can be. I've done some collabs with my friends and that was cool or whatever. But sometimes it's a relationship between the producer and the rapper. But I make my own beats nowadays. Okay, a creative king. We got you. I tried to make music once. I understand why you don't make your own. Yeah, so I do more of the behind the scenes shit these days. But I still write all my raps. No influence from anyone. Well, I guess the women I interact with are my muse. Trying to be my next muse. Inspire me, baby. Yeah. Oh, not fuckboy adjacent. Oh? Does this mean I'll be in one of your songs? We'll see. I guess I was serious about that collab. I would love for you to be in one of my shows. I don't do free gigs. There better be moolah attached. Tell them off bucks early, baby. We don't do free promo. Or maybe we actually do. Yeah. I mean, maybe. Or I could pay you in something better. Sex already? Were you really that desperate for affection or some touch that wasn't platonic? I say slow down, sis. Platonic sex isn't a thing, right? You can't bed me that easily. Huh? Oh, gross. No, I meant free tickets to our shows. I could give you a summer pass. Nice save. You haven't had a good laugh. You laugh. You haven't had a laugh that good in a long time. Shit, that sounds even better than some poussoir. I mean, what the fuck? This man is already making you blush? Are you that easy? Or has it really been that long since anyone had paid any attention to you? You hate how vulnerable he makes you feel. But, you know, maybe vulnerability isn't a bad thing. He allows himself to be vulnerable around you as well, which is a bit of a surprise considering you two had just met not too long ago. Maybe he's in the same boat and just wanted some attention too. You doubt it though. This man is hot as hell. And even if he does work at Bop Ass, you know he's getting some action. That doesn't stop you from resting your hand on top of his own, your nails slightly digging into the back of his fingers. They're nice, manicured. Thank God for a man who cares about his hygiene. Yes. 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 Thankfully, the food arrives and you pull your hand away to make room for the plates. Here, let me do the honors. Her nails look so good, actually. And they match her hair. Okay. And her flavor text bubbles. I like that. Teal looks so good on her. You forgot to wash your hands before sitting. Oops. Thank God for those little towelettes they offer. After you clean the day's dirt from your hands, you grab a crab leg, flexing your muscles as you crack it open without using the tool provided, offering him the meat inside the leg. Move, Malik. Move. Me. When. Her. Yes. Words. How? Here, you eat the inside meat, not the shell. Well, I'm sure people can eat the shell. Do people eat the shell on soft shell crab? Why is it soft? Anyway, but I wouldn't. Oh, also, you can like dunk it in butter and sauces, like hot sauce. This isn't really the place for good crabs. I have to take you to a real seafood spot. He leaned over to take a bite. Classy. Maybe he's into you. Or maybe he just has poor table manners, which isn't very classy. Not bad. I remember the first time I had crab. It was after some performance in middle school. One of the rich moms wanted to take us somewhere fancy, so we went to some fancy seafood restaurant. The food sucked. It was super unseasoned and dry. But the crab was good. I had a bunch of crab legs that night. God, theater life really is just about going to as many restaurants as you can before you get sick of it. Because it's tradition. After a show, you go to whatever restaurant the gang is feeling. And usually it's Benny's. God, I hate Benny's. I've been there so much they practically know my order now. I'm sorry, IHOP is superior to Benny's anyway, and you can fight me on this. I might be biased as a former employee, but IHOP over Benny's. You pause for a moment, reflecting on your theater experience. It really is about doing something over and over again to get pretty much the same results. No matter the production, no matter the cast, it's always the same thing. You've been doing this for well over 20 years. How are you not tired of it? Why did you throw your dreams of being on Broadway away to become a theater teacher? Is there more to yourself that you couldn't achieve because you thought you weren't good enough? Is your boring, unsatisfying life your fault? Theater is just hard, and people don't understand. Like, I've been working on a script for the longest time, and I hardly have time to work on it these days because I'm directing and teaching young kids how to act. Like, I love my job, I do. But I wish I could maybe not do my job. Just do my own thing and have the money to support myself. At Twitch, at YouTube. I get that. I wish I could start working at Papa's and just pursue music full time. But I ain't making Travis Scott money, so I can't do that yet. Soon though, hopefully. Being a creative is hard. It's hard and no one understands. Maybe it is your fault, but you can't have an anxiety attack over it right now. You're in the middle of Pink Lobster. Your leg is shaking under the table as you attempt to calm your thoughts. Before you know it, there's a hand on your cheek, and you find yourself leaning into it more than you would like. You hope you cleaned them beforehand. You have very sensitive skin. How about we get out of here? Okay. You weren't expecting him to have a car. Does Bappas pay enough for him to afford a car? Maybe he's making money off his SoundCloud music, or has another job on the side. Who wrote this? Why Bappas? Why SoundCloud? What? Are y'all? If he has money, you're not complaining. You asked him to take you home, not wanting to ruin the night with your anxiety, which is probably evident with how hard you were shaking your leg on the ride home. Once you two approach your apartment building, though, it seems to disappear, or at least manifest into something else. Regret? No, that's not it. Sadness? Are you sad? If you were really sad, you'd have been blasting the soundtrack to Chicago by now. For once, you can't figure out what you're feeling, but you know one thing for sure. Overlaying the night sky, the glow from the slightly open windows shine down on the street below. It's nearing the end of spring, the air cool and light. Your siblings and cousins are probably in the living room arguing over video games, but the sound of 70s salsa music drowns them out. You hear the distant sound of your grandmother singing along loudly, probably in the kitchen folding laundry or looking through her tarot cards. You realize you had zoned out for a majority of the car ride. You snap back to reality, glancing over at him, realizing the sound of salsa music and your grandmother singing can't be heard anymore. Could he hear it? Or was that a sound so familiar that it became associated with your own? You realize the sound of old school hip hop fills the silence. Next to you, Malik is quietly rapping along. It's nice. It soothes your nerves in a way you never thought possible. How have you become so comfortable around him in so little time? So, here we are. Yeah, here we are. I should probably head inside. Do you live alone? Oh, sweetheart. Look at this. Is that a tear? That is a tear. No. You know what? She's so comfy with him, and going inside would probably, end it, a weird... Let's enjoy this. Let's see where this goes. Do you live alone? Oh. You went up on a first night? I thought that was against theater code. There's no backing out now. You decide it's time to allow yourself to feel something. It's about time you had some fun of your own accord. Yes, get it, girl. You're finally gonna get laid. Huh? No. I mean, maybe. I just don't want to do it with my family tonight. It's been such a good night. I don't want that to be over just yet. Backtracking. How sexy of you. Oh yeah, that ain't a problem. I'm sure I got a spare toothbrush for you tomorrow. You can take my bed. Ah, thank you. He already drove you home, so the least you can do is smoke him out. Reaching into your purse, you pull out a sandwich baggie full of pre-rolled blunts. You're a master. You're a master at rolling. It's your title at work. Want to smoke? Where have you been all my life? Yes. You light up. Your anxiety can wait. You've got sex to be had and a blunt to smoke. That sounds like a good night to me. You lose track of time as he pulls up to his apartment, leaning back with your eyes closed as you hold the lit blunt out the window. He parks and you glance up to see where he's taking you. Not too far where you live. Thankfully, just in case shit hits the fan and you need to Uber home. Looks like a $7 Uber. Not too bad. You don't even notice him on your side of the door until he opens it, bending down to let you climb onto his back. He's either a romantic or really wants to get laid. He carried her and your ride awaits. You don't have to do all that. I can walk. You're my queen of the evening. It's my duty to serve you. And a little thick. Landed on a little thick, but I mean, your cheesy charm has worked in your favor so far, so okay. Cheesy and cute. You find yourself resting your glasses on your forehead so you don't poke him with them. As he adjusts his grip, you make sure to hold that blunt nice and tight. His apartment is clean-ish, thank God. You've had your fair share of dirty apartments, and your room ain't exactly spotless. But he doesn't have to know that. You're at his place right now. Maybe if this escalates more, you can find it in yourself to clean your room. So welcome to Casa Day. The blunt is put out on an ashtray in the living room before you poke around for anything suspicious looking. You seem to be in the clear, and with that taken care of, you decide to finally stop overthinking and let your movement speak for you. And before you know it, it's 2 a.m. and your hair is spread above your head like a halo. God damn, do you feel like you're in heaven? A heaven with men getting you blunts? Maybe this is too good to be true. Men can never be that good to you. I thought you weren't trying to... I said maybe, not yes or no. It was a maybe. Her set is so cute. And look at how they depicted her body, like rolls and, hyperpigmentation and just natural, like, curve, like, they did her so right. So this is one of the many things I love about this game, and I cannot wait for the full release. When they said diversity, when they said representation, when they said realism, like, they're really giving it. This is amazing. It's been really nice to see people that, look like me and look like people I know in this game being just unabashedly represented. I love this game. You feel his arm wrap around your shoulder. He's a little sweaty and kind of gross, but you allow it. Cuddling and smoking is always fun. This was nice. Thank you. No need to thank me. You're the one who planned it. Yeah, I guess I should give myself all the credit. There's a state of bliss and peace you hardly feel. You realize your life is rather chaotic and you don't give yourself enough time to relax. You take your last hit, handing it back to him and yawning. At ease, you close your eyes. For once, you feel at peace. Someone's enjoying themselves. Huh? Oh yeah, I don't really get much peace at home. I still live with my family, 3 sisters, a brother, my abuela, and my parents. Sometimes my Tito lives with us, but he's with his girlfriend right now. That usually doesn't last long though. So you have a big family too? Yeah, I love them, but I just need space to myself. I feel like after I dropped out of college, it's just family. My mom was never proud of me, or at least she never showed it. I got 2 sisters and a brother, and she loves him more, it feels. But I still want to buy her a house and a car and hopefully get her financially stable enough to leave my dad. Yeah, same. I want to get my family houses so they don't have to live with us when shit doesn't work out. Yeah, shit doesn't work out all the time, it seems. You're both quiet for a while, allowing him to finish off the blunt. There's a crash somewhere. You're not sure where. At first you think it's outside, but Malik isn't reacting to it. Maybe it's in your head because you feel yourself tense up. Your eyes snap open as you stare at the ceiling. You can't do this. I know this was nice, and it is nice, really nice. And I enjoy spending time with you, but He cut you off, and for once you're not angry about it. It's much needed, and it helps you gather your thoughts. With the several anxiety attacks you nearly had this evening, you realize that you just can't. You literally can't do this. You can't fall for this man. You can't pursue any kind of relationship with him or continue to sleep with him, no matter how mind-blowing the sex was. Was it really mind-blowing, or was it just something you needed? Something to take the edge off that no drink or blunt could ever do. You have issues of your own to figure out. You have issues with your life, how you feel trapped in a never-ending dream. You have your own problems to sort out, like how you feel like a slave to your family. You're 27 years old and you can't even move out because of how much they rely on you. You feel like your life isn't your own. You feel like someone is controlling your every move, and when you start to think too hard about it, you panic. Anxiety fills your veins, replacing the blood that keeps you alive. Look, I like you, but I'm really not in condition to pursue anything serious with you. It wouldn't be fair to do that to you if I can't commit to you 100%. I'm not mentally fit enough to worry about dating right now. You can't get hurt if you're the one rejecting him. Right? Yeah, I get it. We can just be friends though, right? I still want to see you perform. Friends. You can do friends. Friends are what make the world go around. Friendship is the only constant in your life that you feel like you can control. Or at least they keep you sane. Of course! Of course! Yeah, friends. I can do that. I still want to take you to some more seafood places. Hell, maybe I can introduce you to my own friend group. That doesn't seem too exciting to him. Despite your tone, he even yawned. But then you realize it's around 3 a.m. and, oh God, his hand is in your hair and you find yourself melting against him. Your voice muffles as you bury your face in his chest. Falling asleep on me already? I've been up since like 7. Cut me some slack, queen. He falls asleep before you do, and you don't sleep much that night. But for once, that doesn't bother you. At least you know you need some therapy. Therapy sessions in the bedroom. Look at that. That was nice. And I definitely identify with her. Like, when you live such a hectic life and for so long and is always trying to keep up the pace of everything that you got going on in the world around you, you know, the rat race, the thump of like everyday life, it becomes like normal, and that becomes you know, controllable and familiar and like comfortable. And it's the moments when things slow down and you are, you know, with your thoughts, or you are a little comfortable, or you feel yourself start to relax, that, you know, that becomes the uncomfortable part, and you like tense up and you have to be doing something or be saying something or be going somewhere to even feel normal, because being able to relax and, you know, enjoy yourself and not be constantly needed or on the go, that becomes like the abnormal part. So, you know, she's definitely right. She does need, you know, the therapy and, you know, a release, or just something to help herself feel comfortable outside of like all of that. I feel like a lot of us do. And this game is once again super amazing for highlighting that, for talking about that, for showing that in such a realistic way. You can tell it was written by somebody who experienced that and maybe did a little bit more research on it and probably did some therapy of their own. Like, the way this was done, you can tell it was done from an inside perspective and not somebody who writes about mental health issues and, you know, stress and like the millennial struggle from an outsider point of view, where it's all like avocado toast jokes. This isn't that. This is real and relatable and poignant, but still enjoyable to play. Once again, another portion, very well written. If you like this and want to see more, be sure to subscribe, like, share, and tune into the next video where we'll finish up with our final couple of the demo. Once again, this is ValiDate, Struggling Singles in Your Area. I'll put everybody's links and things down in the description, and thanks again for watching. See you next time.